Good evening from Neri. It's Wednesday, about 10 to 10 in the evening. We've just been back to our apartments maybe about 5 or 10 minutes after what's been a really, really busy day. We started off the day around 7 a.m. with breakfast in my apartment this morning. We cooked up some eggy bread, or toast my eye, in Swahili, which we ate together with some fruit and other bits and pieces, and had some tea and coffee whilst we kind of prepared for the day. We then spent the morning at the Inspire Library, and not to sound too cliche, but it was really inspiring to see some of the work that Emily and the guys are doing to support developing literacy in the community. So in the morning we were joined by two classes. We had a grade 2 class and a grade 5 class. The activities that those classes did were basically the same, but levelled for their level of ability and literacy skills. So the classes were able to hear from us a little bit in terms of our names, where we come from, why we're here, and also some facts about Scotland. Emily then took them through a storybook, which was really animated. Hopefully we'll be able to share a video of that with you as well at some point. And then the children did a craft activity after that, so they did some colouring in and sticking. The book that the grade 2 class had was a book actually that we brought from Scotland. So the book was kindly donated by LLA, the library service. The book was Brenda the Sheep. A really, really great book for that class. They thoroughly enjoyed it. And then in the afternoon, later on in the morning, the second class, the book they had was This Book is Red, I think was the name of it. I can't quite remember, but I think that was it. It had a lobster in the story. So they had a really, really great time. We then had a little bit of downtime, kind of later on in the morning, sort of mid-morning to just before lunch. We were actually able to do a test phone call to Jacqueline in Peterhead just to get ourselves set up for a little bit of live streaming into the CLD Manager Scotland conference tomorrow, which we're all really looking forward to. In the afternoon, we went out to Millimani Primary School in Chaka, which is a public school. The team met all of the pupils in the school, so it's about 400 pupils, again following the same sort of format as the morning. There's a bit of storytelling, a bit of sharing stories from Scotland. We had the ability to kind of interact with the children and young people at the school, which was really, really great. And it was nice just to, I guess, follow the work that Emily and the travelling librarian team have been doing, and also talk with the teachers about, learning, what they do, how the schools work. The school, like I said, in the afternoon, Millimani is a public school, and the schools in the morning are fee paying. So it was interesting for the team to do a bit of comparing and contrasting about the differences of those. So, for example, the children in the morning are turned out smart. Their uniforms look new, and their uniforms are clean. They have, modern hairstyles that most Kenyan children and young people would have. The afternoon is quite different. The children are in really worn uniforms. They're probably second, third, fourth hand or hand-me-downs. The shoes that they're wearing often don't fit. Shoelaces missing, buckles broken, that type of thing. They're also noticeably have lower literacy skills. So the activities that Emily had planned for them in the afternoon, some of the children and young people that we met were probably, sort of maybe 13, 14, 15 sort of age, doing literacy activities that we'd maybe expect in Scotland for children to be doing maybe age 8 or 9. So that was interesting. We'll hopefully be able to share a little bit more of our reflections on that when we get together tomorrow morning to our debrief. It was also interesting. We didn't see Hillstead School in the morning, but we did get a tour of Millimani. And, the classrooms themselves are fairly dilapidated. The tables and chairs that they sit at are old-fashioned wooden benches. The floors are dirt. They're not concrete. They're just mud. So if it's wet outside, It's fairly sticky. The classrooms are small. They're quite dark. There's no lights in them either. The playground is, dust. There's not very much green space at all. There are a few trees that provide a little bit of shade, but when it's a hot day, they're sitting out there without much protection from the sunshine. Like I said, we'll hopefully do a little bit more reflection of a team on that in the morning. We then hot trotted over the road to Emily's new house. She's very recently moved from Nyeri to Chaka. From my opinion, it was really great to see her property. When I'd been over in Kenya in October of 2024, the compound that she had was just laid to grass with a few trees. There's now a two-storey property there that she's living in with her family, which was really great to see. We then were able to drive just a little bit further down the road to where the new library is going to be. So eventually the library that's currently in Nyeri will also move to Chaka, to a bigger premises. The land was bought by an anonymous donor last year, and building work should start probably within the next 6 to 12 months. So that was really exciting. We were then back into Nyeri town for an evening meal with the team and also with some of the other guys that have been with us today. So the folk that have been driving us, John, who's been filming us, and then a couple of other friends that we've picked up along the way. So we've had a really good day. Again, you're probably going to get bored of me saying this, but I'm pretty tired again tonight. It will be a quick turnaround for me into my pajamas and to bed. Got a little bit of a later start tomorrow morning, mainly because Friday is going to be particularly busy. So tomorrow we are at the library again in the morning. We have a class of the little toots, so the baby class PP1 and PP2, which is basically preschool, and then in the afternoon we are going to another secondary school, and I can't recall the name of that, but that certainly I will remember for tomorrow evening's video vlog. So I think that's all from me. Hopefully you're finding these enjoyable, and we'll catch up tomorrow.